This is a walkthrough on how to create a custom QR code using Uneeqlee's QR code creation tool. This is version 1 with new updates coming shortly to improve upon this platform. So today we're just going to hop right in, and this is the QR code that we are going to create. Let's click on it, and we're going to show a larger view. Right? It shows a picture or a logo right here, and then everything else is customizable. And we're going to show you how to create that. So if you've already created a QR code, then you can either click on edit or just click the picture and you can edit that QR code. But today we're going to create a brand new one. So we just click on create QR, and this is our default that comes up. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by inserting a logo or a picture. You don't have to use one if you don't have one or if you don't want to, but for this tutorial, we're going to. So I want you to click over here on the right-hand side of the screen on Upload Logo. And if you already have a file location open, you can just drag that file directly over into where it says Drag Files here. So if I already have a location open, I could drag a file directly into that spot and just drop it and it'll be there. All right, or we can click on Add Files and it'll bring up our file location right here, and we can choose where our file is located and we can find it, and then we can just double click on it, and then we just click on Upload. We show that it's uploaded right there, which is perfect, and we see that it's already placed that picture right here in our QR code. It also says that the max size of a file that can be uploaded is 100 megabytes. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. It would have to be a really large file to exceed that for at least a QR code, but just something to keep in mind. Also, for your valid file extensions, they need to be either a JPEG or a PNG file. If you have a GIF or something else, it's not going to work. All right, so we're just going to click on Close here. Now, from right here, we can change the colors of anything that's in here. All right, so if we wanted the background, let's say, to be green, we just click on that and it turns it green. Something to keep in mind with anything when it comes to changing colors of your QR code. If you have a color that is too light or too bright of a background, then it's going to drown out the darkness of the black that surrounds, you know, the pattern on the inside and your squares right here. And if that's so, then your QR code scanner will not be able to scan it, and the QR code will not be readable. Okay, so one way to, or the best way to do this is to have your QR code scanner open on your phone so you can test this periodically throughout the creation of your QR code. So you can change this color to anything you'd like, and the better is to keep it lighter if you did want to do it. So if you're going to use purple per se, you'd want it to be a lighter purple, and then test it, or a green or a blue or a red. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to keep it at white. Okay, now our frame color, let's say we want it to be this color of red. Be a little bit more. Perfect. And the same thing where you want your background to be a little bit lighter, we want what is going to be darker or black. We want that to be a little bit darker. So if you are going to be changing the colors here, let's make it just a little bit darker. About right there is perfect for almost any color. Okay. Now our frame marker color, which is going to be this piece right in here, let's choose this right in here. Actually, you know what? Let's change these up. Let's do black for the outside, and let's do the inside here. And our frame marker, let's change that to this red over here. Perfect. All right, now we're going to change this color to that same red as well. So let's do, all right, that's good. And now our QR URL, that is where this QR code is going to point. So when somebody scans their QR code or their phone across your QR code, it's going to come up with a link, and then they can press that button and it'll take them somewhere. And this is where you specify where it's going to take them. So being that we've already created a fitness website or mobile website in one of our other tutorials, we could use that, and when they click on this QR code or when they scan that, it'll automatically take them to our fitness made mobile website that we created. Or you can also use any of the links that you've supplied in your lead capture pages. So if you've made any of the lead capture squeeze pages, by clicking on the link down here underneath the lead capture wizard, any of those links will show up here as well for you to choose from. So you can have as many different lead capture squeeze pages as you'd like, and so you can choose any of those and you can connect them to these QR codes. But for this tutorial, we're just going to connect it to our website, our mobile website that we created. Excellent. Okay, now is where we're going to get some of the fun stuff. Now is when we actually get to start changing the different design of our QR code. So right now we've got our frame marker color, or our our frame color set to black, and these are all the different designs we can use for our frame. So you can cruise through here and look at these and see which ones you like the best. I kind of like this one right here. Yeah, we'll use that one. So you can go through, and some of these right now I know there's a couple mixed in here that do not work. And if it shows up here at the top, if it says QR code is unreadable, it'll turn to red. And if it does that, then just choose another pattern right now, or another logo, a design. And like I said, this is only version 1, and all these little bugs will be fixed here shortly. So we're going to keep that on that design right there. And then we can scroll down here, and we also have our frame marker and our body of dots. All right, and we can change these as well. So this is our frame marker, which is this piece right inside. And we're going to change that to, I think I like this one right here. There we go. And you can change it to a lot of these other designs as well. You can preview those just by clicking with left click with your mouse. But we will choose this one. All right, and then the body of dot. Okay, so this is where we get to choose what the inside of our QR code is going to look like. So let's take a look here. You can choose that one or this. Let's use the hearts, since we're using our female trainer. Okay, perfect. Now, it still says QR code is readable up here at the top, but I'm just going to make sure by pulling up my phone and opening up my QR code scanner, and I'm just going to test it out real quick. Perfect. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions, make sure you scroll to the bottom of your screen and click on Trouble Tickets and leave us your question, and we'll get back to you shortly with the answer to that. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.